Sony is doing a relaunch. Not really a relaunch, but they're doing a product heavy on the nostalgia. They're going to release a remake of the Walkman to celebrate the 40th anniversary. Did you have a Walkman, Jack?
I did.
You had a Walkman.
Oh, yeah.
A couple tapes, couple cassettes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember any of those cassettes?
Yeah. A big one was the Tragically Hip.
Yeah, the Tragically Hip.
Fully, completely.
Was that a clear cassette? I'm trying to remember what that cassette looked like.
No, that one had like a crazy artwork on the front, like a really colorful.
Yeah.
That's
cool. You didn't see that too often.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Cassette tapes, rewind, mixtapes.
Yeah.
That you could make. You would record the radio. How many kids don't know about this? It's the 40th. It's a 40th anniversary. If you want to feel old, Jack, it's the 40th anniversary. I have a thing for the Walkman brand just because I feel like it was a key development in the eventuality of the smartphone. It was the idea that at scale, you were going to have a device in everybody's pocket, a device that could go in your pocket in the first place, because electronics and gadgets and computers up until a point were large. They were meant to be on desks or in rooms. The idea of personal gadgets, there weren't that many of them. This was one of the few, which then turned into the iPod eventually, which then turned into, obviously, the iPhone and all the smartphones that we have access to. Now, this product that they're launching, it's not a relaunch. It's not an actual Walkman. They're not crazy. Instead, it's a thing that looks like a Walkman, but in reality is an Android device. It has a funky product name like Sony is famous for, NW-A100 TPS. And what this thing's going to be is a 16 gigabyte Android-powered music player, and it's going to be capable of having Android apps installed on it. It does not have a screen as big as a smartphone, 3.6-inch touchscreen, but it has some cool features, apparently, according to Gizmodo. They say the device has a screensaver that looks like an old-school cassette player, except the color changes depending on what type of music file is playing. So heavy nostalgia when you see the thing playing. So when you throw up that screensaver and snap the case closed, it'll make you feel just like you're back in the 80s. You see that, Will? Or maybe they say, maybe like you're in an episode of Stranger Things. The weird thing about this, I mean, it's obvious it's just strictly nostalgia at play. It's a gimmick. It's a fun item to have. It's not going to replace anyone's smartphone. Who's even using a dedicated music player? Although there is something to be said, plenty of these music players turn out to have better amplifiers for your headphones. There's more emphasis on the audio performance and so forth. The types of files that they're capable of playing. So some people are really into the idea of a dedicated music player, usually a person who's a type of enthusiast. But this thing is apparently going to retail between $400 and $500. So beyond the cost of many full smartphones, just so you have the tape spinning while you're listening to music, the 40th anniversary, and so forth. It's not going to be for everyone. It's a collector's item, maybe. Do you have a guess here, Jack? How many of the Walkmans were sold in the lifetime existence of the Walkman? You want to take a guess? How many Walkmans were sold?
50 million?
That's not a terrible guess. 200 million. Yeah, it's not a terrible guess, though, Jack. I thought you'd do worse. You were part way there. So, but 200 million in the land of smartphones, it's not even a dent. 200 million. Everybody has to have a smartphone. If you had a Walkman, you were like kind of cool. Mm-hmm. It was kind of unusual at one point in time. But the smartphone, I mean, how do you not have one in today's day and age?